everyone can just hang in a little bit and then we'll be starting shortly. Today we are so thankful to all of you who have shown support to us in the past few weeks. It's become increasingly apparent how necessary this platform is. We can no longer shy away from the responsibility to make our voices heard and to stand united in the movement to eradicate the cultural, symbolic, racial and institutional power that Apartheid still holds on us as students, staff, faculty in this university today. Let us continue to encourage each other by these meetings and discussions. Your voices and presence matter. This week we have decided to turn our attention to a historical event that still bears sorely on us today. On this land that we stand on, in 1964, the people of Die Vlakte were forcibly removed from this land and the surrounding area. This was to continue for the next few years. The people were moved to Idas Valley and Cluttersville, far from the homes and the community lives they once had. What was taken from these people was not only their homes, their lives, stability and sense of belonging. Imagine having to start all over again. Today, we as Open Stellenbosch movement stand up for this injustice and call the university to stand accountable for the part they had to play in this ordeal. So what we're basically saying to the university is that is the financial support for the community people that have been moved from this? Where's the bursaries? Where is the reparation? That is what we are calling for. Marginalization is very evident in this because this building that we have lectures in, this was where people once lived, and we are calling for them to give bursaries, financial support, do programs. The look of school that we have there, it's a community, it's the university's community center, but what is it really being used for to include the community in it too? Like we are being marginalized in the community and the university presently, Stellenbosch has a long history of being part of this kind of marginalization. We call for the university to openly acknowledge their part in these removals. We call for justice for the people of Die Vlakte. We stand in solidarity today. Apartheid no longer has a place in this institution. Open Stellenbosch.
Good day, everybody. I was asked to say a couple of words about Die Vlakte. Now, Die Vlakte, as we stand now, used to be my playground. And this used to be where my friends used to stay. I don't even know where they are today. They have just been removed out of sight, as I say, out of sight, out of mind. And on the Reimburse Street, that is where I grew up actually. That road, the Van Reimburse Street. Feel what I'm speaking on behalf of the community of Stellenbosch, the community of the Vlakte especially. I'm not speaking out of vengeance, but I'm speaking out of compassion and appealing to the varsity. Please give back what you took from us by giving us facilities, by giving us resources, by giving us, you name it. At least our children, my grandchildren or whatever, give back to them. We don't want ownership of the varsity, but at least give us ownership of Stellenbosch, the open Stellenbosch. That is what we want. You must put down on that slogan, you should open Stellenbosch to the community of the Vlakte again. That is what we need. Thank you very much, people. I don't want to talk too long. There's still some more speakers coming up.
Yeah, there was a question at the back somewhere.
Yeah, Sheikh Yusuf was it? You said earlier you didn't know where the people of this, where they went to. You said you haven't seen them in years. So how, if the university gives it back, how are they going to know who they're giving back to? If you don't know where they are, how does the university, how are we going to find out and give back to the real people who are actually moved?
Yeah, okay. Some of the families, they still got some relatives here, and it's basically, I mean, if you are looking for a guy who's something like 70 years back, 60 years, even 60 years back, he's probably dead by now. Yeah. But at least he's still relatives and families staying here.
No, but do you know that?
Well, it is a matter of the property or the place where they
know
stay.
them?
Yeah.
Personally?
There is some
Then that's fine, and that
that we
answers
can
my
talk
question.
to.
So if we give back, are we going to give back to the correct people who are actually affected?
Yes, I think you will give that to the collective.
Hi, I would also like to respond to that question. I'm not sure how much you know about the history of the 1913 Land Act, and that was an act that was passed quite a good way back, right? 1913. We just had the 100-year anniversary of dispossession of land in this country. So the forced removals that happened here didn't only happen in Stellenbosch. They happened in various places around Cape Town, including Constantia, most famously District 6, where the largest single neighborhood of Cape Town, racially diverse neighborhood, was destroyed. Right? People are very shocked when they found out how many people were removed from there. 60,000 people removed.
Hi everyone. One of the things which I think we need to be talking about here in this discussion around Die Vlaktes and Stellenbosch's role is that this actually feeds into something bigger around apartheid denialism of the university. So if we think of something like the Die Vlakte Memorial Center, which is where all students used to graduate until the end of last year, the end of 2014. This was named after one of the implementers and architects of apartheid. This was the Prime Minister that implemented Grand Apartheid. And yet, they changed the name to the Kutsenberg Center overnight, no media statements, no public recognition of this person's role. Why is that? Why is there nothing on the history? And it's not just Malan. I mean, if you look at between 1919 and 1978, every single Prime Minister in South Africa over the apartheid period came from Stellenbosch University. Either as a student or a chancellor or a lecturer or a professor. Smuts, Herzog, Malan, Strydom, Verwoerd, Foster, all of them came to Stellenbosch University. You cannot keep saying that the university, let's just bury the hatchet and move forward. Particularly when you have a building like this BA building that's built on the houses and areas where, like this earlier speaker was saying, they used to live here and play here, and bulldozers just come and absolutely eradicate where they were. Where are the signs that explain what happened to Die Vlakte? Where are those people? How many buildings and homes got bashed down? We have none of that information. We have to go and look on Google for ourselves, and that's ridiculous. This is meant to be an institution of higher learning, not an institution of apartheid denialism.
Now, bearing in mind, would you like to speak? All right. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Some of you may know, some of you may not know me. My name is Johan Hatting. I am the Dean of this faculty, and I just arrived here, so I don't know exactly what was said before just going down here, but I just would like to say that I recognize the fact that this faculty, being the Arts and Social Sciences faculty, is the one that should take the lead on the whole of the campus in art.